Hello, hello, hello there, and welcome to another exciting edition of your favorite all-women talk show on City TV and 97.3 City FM. My name is Jessica, your regular hostess for the show, and tonight, as usual, I'll be introducing my sisters who are in studio with me. But before then, don't forget the show's interactive. We take your relationship problems, we have conversations about it, we share our 2 cents on it, and pretty much package it right back on your lap for you to take that final decision. So if you have anything that's going on in your relationship that might seem a little off, or just doesn't seem right, or you want like a second, a third, maybe a fourth opinion on, this is the platform to send it to. So there are various ways that you can interact with us on WhatsApp, 054-998-6996, via email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Or better yet, if you are a fan of our Facebook page, which is @SisterSisterLive, you can drop a message on our page and we'll be more than happy to share it on the show. When we come back, I introduce my ladies or my sisters to you tonight. Welcome back. All right, so we're just about ready to roll. My sisters are here. Tina, of course.
Hi.
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm okay. Fantastic.
You look well rested.
Maybe that's because I was dozing at my desk.
Oh, wow.
Just moments ago.
A few minutes of...
Yeah. Power nap.
Is done something to you.
Very important. Thank you. Thank you. You've had a good week?
So far so good. Yeah.
Lots of exciting things happening. Voice Factory in the coming weeks.
Fingers crossed.
Oof,
Pay attention.
Yeah.
We're going to release amazing things.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Olivia. Ooh, Olivia's looking like a superstar today, people.
Oh,
Please, look at Olivia. Olivia. Le Cousson. The Missus.
Oh, thank you.
Ultimate sex therapist.
I'm blushing.
And then she'll smile and then her dimple show.
We get like a full shot so that they see her dress.
Later.
Okay. I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, there's her dress. Yeah, really rocking it today. How is Mr. Le Cousson?
He's fine.
He's Le Cousson, eh?
He had a hard time releasing her tonight to come.
I can tell. My heart is just beating thinking about him. That's just bad.
It's good.
That is beating.
Yeah, just thinking about him. So when she's not thinking, the heart stops. That's very, very interesting.
So.
Yeah.
I'm shy, you guys. Okay, Rosie, how are you?
Yeah, Rosie. Tell us, how are you, Rosie?
Normal. Fine. Rosie as always.
Mommy Diary still going on?
Oh, still going on,
Yeah.
Charlie.
I've been reading,
No,
Yeah.
that's not even half of it, Charlie. Sam, I don't know how to put it into that short.
Trust me, I always look out for them on social media. Your Mommy Diary. Check out, guys. #, Mommy Diaries 2.
1. I've taken the 2 off.
Oh, you're taking the 2
Because
off?
the
So now it's
Mommy
1.
Diaries was for Dante, and then the 2 was for Danica. But I realized actually some of the things are quite the same, so I've just kept it as
There you go.
Mommy
So
Diaries.
y'all check it out. She has some very interesting
Right.
posts there.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so welcome. We'll go straight into action. Today, I'm not sure where to start from. Lots of messages. So this one says, really like your show. I'd like your ideas on something I don't quite understand. I've been with my guy for almost a year now. I got pregnant, by the way. And when I informed him, he told me that he doesn't think that I'm really pregnant because when his child is 2 days old, he gets the feeling. So he's not sure what I'm talking about. I went to check at the hospital and truly I was pregnant at the time. But the date wasn't accurate as he calculated the time we met. So he keeps on saying that I should be sure of what I'm saying because during the naming ceremony, he will definitely get to know whether the child is for him or not, and that he is not getting the feeling that the child belongs to him. I told him, though, that I'm really sure the child is his. Please, does this man really love me, or is he just not ready to be a father? Because I don't understand what's going on.
Are they a boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
And how did he know that he would have a feeling if he hasn't had a child before?
Good question.
You know,
Maybe
because
he's gotten
so
someone pregnant.
No,
before.
maybe he has a child before. He didn't say. He didn't say he never had children. He said that anytime he has a child, he gets a feeling like
after
2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
And maybe he's been accurate so far. Maybe he's gotten people pregnant twice or 3 times. And anytime he has a feeling after 2 days. But this one is not coming to him. I'm sure that's what the guy is trying to say.
But there's always an exception to the rule. The fact that you felt that with other women doesn't necessarily mean that you should feel that with this woman. And, I mean, she's worried. I mean, she's sending in a message, and she seems to be getting the whole backlash thing. Are you sure it's my child? For now, I'm not... He doesn't sound like he's excited to be a father, one. He sounds as though he's not expecting to be a father. Right now, he's being pushed to be with you because you're pregnant and because of the child. Having a child is not a reason for you to get married to someone, if you ask me. Look at the long term. What do you really want? Is he going to blame you all the... I mean, so what, you end up having the child, have a DNA test, and what's he going to do all of a sudden? Because you have a DNA test, and assuming that really the child is his, is he going to snap out of it and start loving you? Like, there shouldn't be a reason to be with someone or to love somebody for who they are. If he didn't want children, he should have used a condom the night. End of. So he should just snap out of it. It's something that has fallen on both of you, I mean, your laps. So it's something that you have to deal with. But really think about it. How are you feeling right now? Is it a decision? Is he the person you want to spend the rest of your life with? Moving forward, how exactly is your life going to be with him? But by all means, do the DNA test when the child is born and get to know.
Okay. To start off with, for me, I would say that the good thing about this whole thing is he's not saying he won't take care of the child. He hasn't denied any responsibility taking care of the child. Sometimes when things are unexpected, people act in different ways. Maybe the shock alone is making him talk gibberish, and it's making him feel as though, hey, what if the child is not mine? What if it's too early in the relationship? But whether you've been there once or you've been there 100 times, it can still give you a baby. So, yes, he may not be acting well, or he is not acting well. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you altogether. He probably is shocked that it has happened. Like, maybe he didn't expect it to happen at this time. But he will deal with it. As time goes by, as you take it a day at a time, I think he'll get around to it. And what it is that, like Olivia said, it shouldn't be that because you're pregnant, you're ending up in marriage necessarily. Because that child needs love from both of you. But if the two of you don't come to an understanding and be in love and actually end up in a good marriage, you end up destroying the life of this child. Mm-hmm. So it will be better for you to take things a day at a time, go through your pregnancy period, knowing that he hasn't abandoned you, because I didn't get that notion from your message. So he hasn't abandoned you. He's just saying that he's not too sure, but, well, let's wait and see. So that's a good sign.
Right.
So go through, give birth, see whether it is his or not, because that is what. Maybe by the time you guys are done, he would not even be interested in checking the paternity. He would know. Or maybe when the child is born, he will see his face.
Like him, yeah.
So go through, and then by all means, take a day at a time. And how you feel, judge by the relationship, how you feel, and whether you want to really end up marrying such a person. If he doesn't want the relationship, don't force yourself, because once you do, then you're putting yourself in trouble.
I'll agree with Tina in one half, as in the initial reaction. Probably he was shocked, he wasn't expecting it. But like Olivia said, once you did it unprotected, you should expect anything. But let's just say, for benefit of a doubt, he was shocked, so he said that. Now, when the lady mentioned it to him, the lady just suspected because she knows her cycle and she probably went over a few days. And then he said that. Now, after the lady checked, he still maintained his stance. That's where I have a problem with. See, the initial reaction, most of the time, people's initial reactions are sometimes a bit, out of shock, out of surprise, whatever it is. But she has gone to check. And you are still asking if she's sure it's his. What that means is that he is trying to tell you that you are not chaste. He is trying to tell you that you are messing around. He is trying to tell you that you are sleeping with so many people. He is trying to tell you that you don't even know the father of your child. For me, it borders on mistrust. You understand? It means that the gentleman doesn't trust you. And even after the check, after a few days have gone through, he still isn't sure if that baby could be his. Why does he have to wait for the baby to look like him? Two people make a baby. The baby can look like the woman, can even look like the woman's father. So once the baby doesn't look like him, he has to go for a paternity test. I mean, if it were me, I'll be very insulted. Because it means that you have told me that I'm messing around. Bottom line, that's what it is. You don't trust me. But like Tina said, he hasn't checked responsibilities of the child if it's his. You can go ahead and have the child. You can go ahead and allow the man to be responsible for his child. But whether I would want to continue an active relationship with the man, that is also another question you would like to ask yourself, because you wouldn't want a situation where every time you get pregnant, are you sure it's mine? I don't have the feeling. What kind of feeling is he talking about?
Like he's a soothsayer.
Yeah, you see, let me tell you, the last time Dan gave me some money bundle and said, can you split it into half, perfect half? And I just looked at the thing, and he counted it. It was a perfect half.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, how did you do this? I'm like, look, I can't see that. But the thing is that I could have done it another time and got it wrong.
Sure.
You understand? So I can't say that because I did it once and it was a perfect half, I can go around saying, that's for me there. I know how to split everything into perfect halves.
Right,
so you can never, ever be so sure about something. Like, you get a... Come on, the woman is the one carrying her body. You have the feeling, the woman doesn't. So all I'm saying is that, look, fine. The man, first time reaction, okay, understood. After you've gone to check, he had no right saying that thing again to you. And he says that, say it too, otherwise at the naming ceremony we will know.
How will he know?
How would he know? Maybe, look, traditionally what happens is that they'll start examining the child's toes, the ears, the nose, the eyes, and make sure that there should be something that should look like the man, otherwise it's not his. And sometimes you might even get embarrassed at the naming ceremony. The guy can show up, maybe some old mommy, he's told some uncle be that, I'm not sure. The uncle come and examine the child and say, Chale Kwesi, Accra with the
Just like that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then they can decide, okay, fine, I'll name the child, or tell us who the child is, or let's go and do DNA. That's when children are 8 months, 9 months, and they still don't have a name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's like the father doesn't want to name, the mother too wants the father to name, the unsettled issues, they want to make sure all those issues are sorted out before. So, all I'm saying is that, look, it's whether it's the man's child or not, it's your child. You know who you had your affair with, you know who the father of the child is. If the father of the child doesn't want to accept it, that is the father of the child, go ahead, have your child. If he wants to look after the child, let him look after the child. After the DNA test, if it was me, after the DNA test shows that it's for him, I won't continue a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the love is so deep, and that one you are willing to forgive him and move on. But personally, I wouldn't, because you doubted me from day one.
Charlie, me, I won't even do a DNA test. Because
Exactly.
I know, let's say, I'm the woman. I know he's the only one I'm with. Why do I have to do a DNA test again? You feel me? And I don't get this thing where guys are quick to sort of question. You chop the tin. You didn't use protection.
You were not asking questions.
Yeah,
Now
you didn't use
know.
protection. Now the woman's saving you. You're saying, oh, I don't get it. I mean, yes, there are those other incidents where women are giving babies to men who they don't belong to. Yes, acknowledge. But largely, if you've been there and you've been irresponsible about it, then Charlie, take it in your stride. And if you have doubts after the child is born, do your paternity test and you're good to go. You know?
For me, the foundation of the relationship is to be questioned. Because when couples are in love, and even though whatever, like assuming a child comes into play, you're like, the guy is excited. Oh, wants
not
to take
always,
not always.
Yeah.
But having said that, once the foundation is love and understanding, and it's not like they're in school or whatever, and they're both ready, and they're both having consented sex and protected, you should know that
something's going to happen. We'll move on. A message here says, greetings to you ladies. Thank you so much for this platform. This is my case scenario. I've been married for 4 years now, but no kids yet. My husband is nice and still calm about the whole issue, but he keeps late nights. He cares, but doesn't talk much about whatever is going on with him, but discusses the issues with his sister. And I get mad at him for that. I later found out these things from his sister, and when I confronted him, he said he doesn't want to disturb me. Is this attitude right?
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, 50-50. I think you should, if you have a problem with it, you should let him know that you would rather he talks to you about it, and especially when it has to do with children. I know a couple who tried for years and years and years. Today, they have their child. It's not easy. Sometimes there's no real reason. They'll check the guy, he's okay. They'll check the woman, she's okay. And they still can't have children. But there are other alternatives. There's IVF right now. There's things that you could do. But sometimes it takes a toll on the relationship, whereby even being intimacy ends up becoming a chore. Because you're always, and especially for the women, every time you get pregnant and you lose the child, or it's like you're constantly scared. After it's not easy, but there's a reason why it's both of you in the marriage together. It's okay to have that one confidant whereby every now and then just a few things, but not everything. It has to be the day you both said I do. It means that you're both supposed to take on every challenge that comes your way and face it on head on. Inviting other people into your circle can be tricky and can be dangerous sometimes, because listening to other voices, they're usually not the best. And you find out that it's not always the advice that external people give to you that's necessarily right. And you don't really know who really wants you to do well. It's just, this is me. I'd rather, if I have a problem, talk to my man about it. It's different if he doesn't give me a listening ear, he's stressing me out, and I want somebody to download to. But that's different. But if he's there constantly, and if there's a problem, we should be able to solve it together. I can't constantly keep running to mommy, daddy, Akos, and Akosia for help when it's our problem. And the more you keep it confined, and the more you, pray on it together, deal with it together. If you need to get professional help, do get it, but get it together. And if it's a conversation you want your sister to be involved in, she should be in the know that, hey, I think we should discuss this with my sister. What do you think? If it's okay, that's a relationship whereby you're both talking, you're agreeing to disagree on whatever it is that you're going through. But and for me, I don't think it's right.
Right.
So I wanted clarity on what exactly he was discussing. Was it based on the problem that they were having, or other things that he was finding? He was sharing
work, things outside their relationship.
So it wasn't
clear.
It wasn't clear.
Yeah, it wasn't clear.
Okay, so for me, if I have a partner or my partner decides that I'm talking to my sister, I'm talking to somebody in the family, not specifically about the relationship or problems of the relationship, but something having to do with work, something having to do with professional advice, maybe living situation. It looks like sometimes they've had a discussion with me already, or maybe the partner has said it in passing, but they know that maybe the sister can help, or the sister can give advice or something. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Okay? But in instances where it's the situation between you and I, and I am the problem, or there's a problem, and I don't even know about it, and then it's carried straight from the home of between us, and it's taken to a third person, whether it's family, whether it's a friend, I will be upset. I don't mind who it is, as long as I am part of the problem, or it concerns me, and I haven't been told, or I'm not privy to anything prior to you telling the other person, right, I will be peeved. Okay, so sometimes I also like bringing this scenario into consideration. Now, the husband may be feeling as though, you know what, she's going through a lot. If I add this to her, she may not be able to handle it. Or maybe he's discussed bits and pieces in other ways with her, but her responses and her demeanor hasn't been, forthcoming. So, okay, you know what? Let me take this off her plate. It is not that critical to the relationship. So I would discuss that with my sister. Okay. And probably my sister eventually would mention, or I will eventually mention to her, because it's not critical to our daily living. Do you get what I mean? But if it's something that concerns the home, I would say that is not right. And you need to draw his attention to it and make sure that, like he brings all those discussions to the home so that the two of you can discuss. And you also need to be open about these things. If he brings a conversation 1, 2, and you are not too responsive and all that also feeds into, if every day you are down, because your whole focus is that, hey, we have to have a child. When is my ovulation? When is this? Maybe the food we are eating is not... Like, if your whole focus and your discussion is all scaled down to giving birth, he doesn't see how he's telling you that there was a contract that fell through his hands and he doesn't know how to deal with it. Because you're dealing with something bigger than he sees it. So you should also let him know that you can take on other conversation apart from, what you are going through right now, and then you guys will be fine.
Rosie,
ideally, when you're married, whatever happens within the marriage needs to stay within the marriage, discussed by the two people, and then they should find a way of settling it. But then we're all human beings. We all have different ways of responding to situations. Now, like you rightly said, if her response when he tries to communicate about these things, because sometimes we feel like it's women who bear the stress of not having children, but sometimes some men also bear the stress. It's like there are men who wish and really want to have children and they're not getting it. They don't know how. Now, I don't think that the man got up and called the sister, Tina, I have a discussion with you, come and let's meet and let's discuss. Now, I'm thinking that maybe he's probably discussing with the sister or having a normal chat with the sister, and then this issue about children comes in, and the sister goes like, but you cry, you and so and so. I don't know what. Maybe they assumed that they were just waiting as a couple for a while before they had children. But he wanted to watch it and so, sis, it's not that. We are trying, but maybe we are just not getting it. It's like, have you been to the hospital? Yes, we have. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with me. But for some reason, it's not happening. Now, maybe the sister is probably thinking that maybe the woman is not using her ovulation period or timetable properly. Do you understand? Because the period for which you can get pregnant is usually like some 3-4 days. So it's possible that, because I don't think the sister approached the woman like she was trying to shame her or tell her you're not having children. The way the message looks, it looks like the sister just mentioned it to her. Maybe the sister just mentioned, say, hey, you know what? Do you have this app? Do you have this? In fact, this is how to calculate it. Between a period of 10 to 14 days, or between a period of this, these are the times that you should do this. Because you know your cycle. So if she has to give that information, maybe she felt that she wanted to give the information to you because she felt like all of you are family and you like each other. So sometimes, you see, there are certain people that when you open your mouth to, you know that they have pure malice behind. Look, they'll keep the information later used and attack your family. So don't do that. But we are human. Once in a while, when there's something heavy on your heart, there's something heavy on your head, at least your brother, your sister, your mother, or sometimes your father. These are places that sometimes you find solace. You may not tell the people everything that's happening, but at least how you are feeling. Because that kind of information, sometimes it's difficult to tell the other party what you are feeling. I'm just being very realistic.
True.
It's difficult to tell the other party, like, look, I'm so disappointed we don't have a child. I wish, like, by now our child should have been 3 years old running around. I should go to school and be picking him from school or picking her from school. The woman is going to feel bad. But these are emotions that are bottled up inside. And if it doesn't come out, it's going to come out in different ways. Where the woman will do something small, then you flare up because you have bottled emotions inside of you. So it's important that we avoid bottling emotions inside of us, but be wary who you speak to. Because it's not everybody around you who smiles with you, who wants what's good for you. So as much as possible, keep what is between the two of you. But once in a while, it's necessary to talk to somebody, be it a professional or somebody very, very, very close to both of you, somebody you know means well for both of you. It's okay to vent a little, just to take a little pressure off your system, but by all means, not the detailed stories. A this and then B this. No. But at least just to let them know what's going on, to ease the pressure off you so that you don't get angry with your wife. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think we're all saying the same thing, There's one thing I think people need to remember. A lot of people who you tell stuff to don't really care. They're just curious.
So true.
They're just curious. They just want to know what's going on with you and then maybe go tell someone else. And that's why maybe a family member or an old friend of someone you trust might be like, that person you can go to. But I love what Rosina said. I mean, it's sometimes really hard to keep stuff to yourself, especially when it's eating you up. Yeah. You absolutely need to let off some of that steam, and it's important. But who are you letting your steam off to? That's the big question. It's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. We'll go for a commercial break. When we return, more of your questions. We spice up your mornings with culturally enriched conversations, social interviews, and policy-oriented discussions that will keep you updated on the progress of the nation. Let your voice be heard with the hashtag #BreakfastDaily.
It's actually a good thing and healthy to be okay in your own skin. Not because you don't have the options, but it's also healthy to be able to say, listen, I'm going to the movies by myself. I'm going to the restaurant by myself.
Join us for Breakfast Daily, only on City TV. Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10.
Spend 30 minutes every weekday catching up with all the trending social media conversations of the day. If you tweet it, we'll read it. We might just even Skype you. 30 minutes is all it takes, so use the hashtag 30minutes on social media to catch our attention. Join the most interactive social media TV show weekdays at 5 p.m. only on City TV.
And you're welcome back to Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. Remember, our WhatsApp number is 054-998-6996. Or you can follow us on Facebook at Sister Live. Drop us a message in our DMs. Slide into our DMs. We like that. And we'll be more than happy to answer all those questions and more. Plus, you can send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. A message here from John in Boko. He says, somewhere in the Upper East. We know where Boko is. Says, I am currently living with my wife. I do not trust her one bit because I think our daughter, as my wife claims, isn't really mine. I say this because both of us are dark in complexion, but my daughter is not just fair, but very fair. And I've tried asking her for the truth, but she keeps on telling me she belongs to me. The worst of it all is that she doesn't even resemble me one bit. And I'm more worried because she got pregnant during our courtship days, and I married her a year after she delivered. So I smell something fishy. But she's just not ready to tell me because she's scared I might divorce her. I asked for the cost of a DNA test, but I just can't afford the cost right now. I'm really confused and don't really know what to do because I love my daughter. Please help me in the name of God. Who would like to talk about this first?
First and foremost, it's normal for both parents to be dark and have a fair child. It's very normal. I'm not too sure about what the term is, but you have external character. There's a scientific term for that, whereby you have inborn traits. My great-grandfather could be mixed race. So even though I could marry a dark man, because it's within our DNA, the possibility that that child could be fair is very high. Yeah. It's like I've got a friend who has twins, fraternal twins, boys. One of them has blue eyes. Meanwhile, they're both. She's married to a black guy. One of them has blue eyes, and the other one has hazel eyes. How about that? Meanwhile,
wow.
I have a colleague who naturally has green eyes.
Exactly. Okay. So it means. It's called something, it's just not coming to me. There's a trait in your DNA whereby you can inherit it and it will come out external. There are some traits that you could just get externally. Your eyes are like that, the nose and all of that. That's just by the by. I'm just saying that in life, anything and everything is possible. But assuming that the child is not yours and you have doubts about it, please save up towards the DNA test. That's all you could do. Until you have money to do the DNA test, my thing is allow you guys to just live your lives. If you had trust issues in the beginning, you should have just told her. Don't wait till you got married, till everything. I mean, I feel really bad for the woman right now because every morning you wake up 24/7, and how you even put the message for me. Because that child could really be your child. But it's all about communication. It's all about tact. So until you get the money, please treat her as a wife that she's supposed to be. And what are you going to say if you find out that it's your child? She really deserves an apology from you. So just treat her right. Save up towards the DNA, and then we can talk.
I'll start from the bottom where he says he really loves his daughter. So if you really love your daughter, treat her like your daughter. Love her regardless. Don't even let her feel or think for once that you don't feel like she's yours. Okay? And by doing that, you actually cannot involve her like in all your complaints, and don't let her see for once that you doubt that she is yours. Because if you love her, I'm sure she loves you too. So it's a whole, But obviously you don't trust your wife.
No, yeah.
And if you don't trust your wife, it could be as a result of other things aside your daughter. And that's eating so much at you. And when your daughter is growing up, or anytime you see her, you see that this child probably highly is not mine. When something is eating at you that much, you need to solve the problem. And the problem is that you need to find out if you're the father. until you find out whether it's you're the father, you will not rest. And your marriage will not be solid. Because what is happening right now is whatever you do, you're suspecting your wife. Like, she's not 100%. She's not who she claims to be. She probably was with someone during courtship. So you are carrying a whole backlog from when you started dating into marriage. Like, it's like, I don't think the basis of your marriage is even correct, because you don't trust her, full stop. And when you don't trust anybody, every time you're second guessing the person, every time you're complaining, every time you're nagging, and then it will result in something else. So I think that whatever is eating at you, you need to work at getting the money to actually know whether you're the father. Now, what will be a shame is that you find out that is really your daughter.
Then what?
Then you see, the thing is, then you don't even, like, for all the accusations, for all the noise that you've made, is zero. But you could also find out that isn't your daughter. But you love her. So what will you do? You divorce and then still take care of her. How? What would you do? There are some things that are better left. If you think you love your daughter and you will not move on to another woman, and you will not have it any other way you are having it now, then stay away from, because you say so if you don't want to know the ugly truth, and you don't know what life you will live otherwise,
let sleeping dogs lie.
You should. So it's either way. Seriously, if you don't trust your wife, and you have a loving marriage, and you have a sweet marriage, and you definitely have to find out, then go ahead. But if not, and you can't live without this daughter of yours that you love so much, and you can't live without this wife that you're talking about but you don't trust, then keep quiet.
Rosie.
Okay, so his first mistake was that you don't trust the woman. The woman got pregnant whilst you were courting. Luckily for you, she delivered a whole year before you got married. So when the child was born, was the child not fair? Was the child not looking anything like you? Like, was the child not looking like you? So, and you still went ahead to take the decision to marry her. That was your first mistake. Now that you've married her, you've known this girl from like day one, and the girl is your daughter. Whether you like it or not, the only person the girl knows as a father is you. So psychologically, I mean, they have said a lot, so psychologically, it would be a bit hard on the child. But for me, I don't think that your love for the child should, blackmail you into staying with a woman you cannot trust. When you are living with somebody, you cannot trust the person. Look, it's the worst thing that could ever happen. How do you sleep at night? When the person goes out, what thoughts are going through your head? When the person is with you and conversing with you, you are thinking, is this real? Or is it a lie? Like, what's going on? You know, it's a very horrible place to be in. So all I'm saying is that, look, but like Olivia said, there are traits from great-great-great-grandparents that lie dormant in the DNA. So in your DNA, it's lying dormant. So you can have,
show up.
So you can have somebody like me who will probably give birth to a half-caste guy.
So true.
Very, very half-caste.
Even albinos.
When you go back into the family traits, you find out that you probably had a grandparent who probably married a wife probably in the colonial days, and you had a half-caste great-great-grandfather or something. But over the years, he has diluted, we have become dark again. But this baby, you go and pick that hidden trait from somewhere. So the fairness is not a problem. My only problem is that if there's a guy around her,
That is fair.
The girl looks very much like.
Hey.
You see, there are times when you can have your wife saying, so this guy is my friend from school, we've known each other, my bestie. And this, your daughter looks like your wife's bestie. Then that one, you don't need DNA. But you see, if you don't have money for DNA, save for it. But one other thing you can find out is that, which is probably relatively cheaper, your blood group. Not the blood type, the blood group. Yeah, the blood type is also one, because if AA and AA, you expect the child to be AA. If you're AS and AS, you know the possibility. That one is so wide. But your blood group, a child will either take the mother's blood group or the father's blood group. So if you test your daughter's blood group and it's not the mother's blood group, it has to be yours. So that one is also a 50-50 probability. So you can start with that. If the blood group is not for the mother, at least it should be yours. If it's not yours, then you can comfortably say that the child is not yours. But other than that, save and do your DNA. But like Tina is saying, you love this girl. This girl also loves you like a father. No matter what the outcome is, don't stop loving your daughter. She's your daughter. Because she's giving you happiness of being a father, and she's also, but don't be blackmailed into living with somebody you don't trust. If he eats you so much, I don't think you can stay in that relationship.
So my sisters, I hear you all. I hear you. But there's one question.
What's that?
You say she got pregnant before courtship. Who was sleeping with her?
No,
Does
you
she-
say before
does she-
courtship or after courtship?
Or during courtship,
courtship,
right?
yes.
Who was
Courtship,
sleeping with her? You were.
Yeah.
Does she trust you or not? Like, why is it such an issue? Because the woman is why is she the one bearing the full brunt of trust or lack of it? We both did the thing. Why don't I trust you? You know, so what's going on here? I feel like, Charlie, there's some...
I think
the trust is... I think, you see...
issue
No,
is that-
his issue is not by the fact that... I think he wanted the child. He knew the child was his. Or he thought
Why
the
did he
child was
mention the
his.
courtship thing if
No,
it
he
wasn't
said-
a deal to him?
No, what he's trying to say is that we were courting when she got pregnant. But after she got pregnant, the child, doesn't look like a child from him.
So that's what's causing the trust issues?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
not the
just
fact
saying
that they were
he's
courting
fair.
before.
No.
Why, then why would he mention that?
He was explaining that she got pregnant during courtship. And they waited.
So which means that the
So
pregnancy
after
of
birth-
courtship means that it's possible that she was probably with somebody else.
That's what I'm trying to point out.
But the thing is that, you see, it's also a fact that...
What's the
But
point?
listen,
because
when the
the
child-
said that I have a child with my wife now. The child doesn't look like me. But he thought it was important to mention that she got pregnant during courtship.
Because I think after the marriage, after they have been together, he probably is sure that since they got married, they are the only two people who have been, like, he's been with her and he trusts her from that point.
He doesn't want it to look like he's cheated on him while they were married.
So, but before they got married, during courtship, anything was possible.
Could have happened.
So why isn't the lady also doubting him?
Oh,
That's all
but
I'm
she
saying.
now has given birth.
And the
when
child
the
doesn't
child
look like-
was, the child is fair.
Sorry.
I'm sure that he was hoping that now, when the child is growing up, they can become dark. A year after, okay, the child is fair. Maybe they just gave birth to the child. So maybe, after 3 months, after 1 year
And
still.
sometimes,
You see?
sometimes
So-
it's also possible that it didn't even occur to him that the child may not be his. Trust me. But some ebusuani from
Will come and
somewhere.
mention. Are you
Akolawe
sure?
Johnson,
Now still, hey.
Are you
see?
sure it's your child? Then it starts bringing doubts. All I'm saying is that, look, when people are courting, you see, when you are courting, there are no promises.
Guarantees.
There are no guarantees. So you see, even when somebody promises to get married to you, you've even printed your invitation cards and everything, it's still no guarantee. The only time you've promised or you are vowed to be truthful to each other is after you've said your vows, after that I do. That's when you publicly declare your vows to one person and promise to stay by the person for life. Now, beyond that point, if the person messes up, the person is breaking a contract between the two of you.
Right.
But whilst you are courting, there's no real contract. It's just an MOU.
MOU's cry
Well,
is
it's still a contract, but it's just it's just
not.
like, oh, you know, we are let's say it's an understanding.
Yeah.
You see, so most of the time you realize that people who have children for men and then the children are not theirs, most of the time is the first child. You have the second, third, fourth child belonging to the husband, but usually the first child may not be the man's. So all I'm saying is that I don't think that he was doubting her from day one. Maybe from day one he knew that there was another guy before he came in, and he was okay with it. He now trusted her beyond that. But now the product of activity
Behind the closed activity
doesn't look like me. So now his mind has gone back. Like, really? Is it that whilst we were courting, she could have played more ball than I expected her to play? Or something. So then again, like I keep saying, look, when you're dating somebody, if you can handle the consequences that come with it,
use protection.
Use protection. Or wait till you get married.
Why have you changed your stand?
Yes,
don't drop your knickers.
Drop your knickers.
Don't drop those knickers.
Or if you have to drop it, make sure you use
to
protection so that you won't have any of these things. By all means, the moment you touch a woman,
you should know.
Unprotected.
Even protected. Because sometimes...
Yes, protected, unprotected. And you have the luxury of enjoying to the limit. As in you have this thing, I beg you. You should be ready for any of the consequences that come. Because some men actually even perforate the thing.
Thank you. Let me go for a commercial break, ladies. I need to come in here. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, there's a lot more. Don't go anywhere.
Credible, timely, and authoritative. City TV offers the best news and current affairs programming every weekday on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Probing and informative, direct and instructive. Join me, Bernard Avlet, this and every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. on The Point of View on City TV.
Every weekday from 8 p.m.
Get up to date
with the leading news stories of the day.
Your comprehensive news coverage from across the country. City Newsroom is your trusted daily news package.
Every weekday, 8 p.m. on City TV.
Make a date every Tuesday evening.
The politicians and key personalities speak to me, Godfred Akoto-Boafo, on Face to Face every Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Keep updated throughout the day on 2020 News.
For regular news checks as they unfold.
Politics, sports, entertainment,
business, and much more.
2020 News. We bring you the news in 20 minutes.
Every weekday evening.
Stay updated on the key business issues of the day with me, Bobio Say, on the Business Dashboard every weekday at 7 p.m.
Friday evenings.
My name is Caleb Kuda. I host a show that turns the news on its head. Join me this and every Friday on Backpage at 6:30 p.m.
Comprehensive and trusted news and current affairs programming. This is City TV.
Welcome back to Sister Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. More of your messages. One says, hello, sisters. A guy who says he's interested in me has a baby picture on his DP. According to him, his ex married a guy in the UK just for visa, but claims she still loves him. He also claims that upon her last visit to Ghana, she spent the night at his place, but they didn't sleep together. Only for her to call him a few months later that she was pregnant and that the baby on his DP belongs to him. He says the baby is not his, but he still loves his ex. Sister, should I take this guy seriously?
But no, see, let's be serious about it. The thing is, once somebody sends us a message, they are truly in a dilemma.
Oh, yeah,
so whether it's funny or it's obvious what they should do, we still have to tell them what to do.
Absolutely.
If a man says that or says that they love another woman, you have no business being in a relationship with him. That's your answer right there. he said he's still in love with his ex. I don't even want to go into the issue of baby, no baby, coming to spend. That's too long. For me, I'm saying that he has explicitly told you that I am still in love with my ex. If he is, he should go on and pursue that.
I don't know. Olivia.
Yes, to add to it. To add to what Tina said, you want direction. This one, he doesn't love you. If he loved you, I'm sure your DP and your picture will be on his DP, all of that. But you see, when somebody loves you, they don't treat you like that. They don't constantly talk about their ex. Taking me back to the thing about if you break up with somebody, allow yourself to heal and move on. If you enter a relationship whereby your partner is constantly talking about their ex, it means that they are not over them. It's a great opportunity for you to pick up your bags and just walk out, because then again, that person should just be with their ex, because he's going on about his ex, the DP, this. Into your own ex, plus they didn't finish properly. Into your own ex, sweetheart, pick up yourself and just move on.
The guy doesn't respect you, period. You see, there are certain things, even if you think it, your mouth should not open and spew such gibberish. No, seriously, what do you mean by, oh yeah, my ex went to marry somebody, I still love it? What are you doing with me?
They didn't sleep together, but there was a child.
No, there was a child. She says,
forget, like Tina said, forget the, no, like, so what are you doing with me? Yeah. So are you waiting for the arranged marriage to be over? Like, what are you doing with me?
Yeah, the spare time.
From there, no, Charlie said, oh, really? Oh, you are still in love with her? Okay, just leave. And leave. You see, now the woman who has come to sleep with the man, the man says, we didn't do anything together, but the woman says, I'm pregnant and the child is yours. And and you are saying that the child is not yours. How can you, a child that you say is not yours, that your ex is putting on top of you that is not yours, how can you put that child on your DP?
The child is nice.
Oh, man.
Let's move on. People have issues.
Okay. No, be with people who respect you, want to be with you.
Let's move on. One says, I've been dating a lady for 5 months for some time now. Whenever she visits me, she always switches off her phone. But I pretend I don't know about that. Last Easter, she promised to come and visit me. Spoke to her on Good Friday. The following day, which was a Saturday, I called. Her phone was off from that Saturday till Tuesday morning before she switched it on.
That's right.
When I asked her, she said she went to a convention with her uncle. I feel she's dating someone else. Ladies, I need your advice.
Go with your gut feeling.
Oh, uncle.
This lady is playing.
Oh, yeah.
This is chilling.
And guess what? She probably has 2 or 3 numbers. You probably have one. Somebody has one. Even on that one crack, there are 3 people on call on that one. And there's another 3 people on call on it. All I'm trying to say is that, look, why should you... Look, the moment your phone goes off or even on silent, anytime you're with me, there's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel
there is a problem.
When
that's silent, anytime you come, you're silent and you turn it... Maybe it's silent and you turn the face down. So when the calls come, nobody is seeing, but the phone is on. Nobody is seeing. Then when you go, you look at your missed calls and you return them.
Charlie.
Trust me, it's a problem.
That's actually
you see, when you're with somebody that you care about, the person who cares about you, you should be yourself around the person.
Exactly.
So if your phone is on from your house all the way to my place, why should it suddenly go off when I'm with you? It's not on.
Yes, I agree.
So please, smell a big crocodile, not even a rat. The rat is too small.
In fact, I would say go with your gut feeling. She is definitely doing something behind you, because think about it. How can you not tell me? You say you're coming to visit me for
Good Friday.
for Easter. Good Friday, I spoke to you. It's Holy Saturday.
Anytime, yeah. Good Friday, Good Saturday.
It goes off till Tuesday weekend. And you see, thing is,
she was in
history has like repeated itself. They've like anytime she comes to you, her phone goes off. Anytime she goes to another person, her phone goes off. So the thing is, and she didn't even give you prior notice that I'll be going for a convention with my uncle. Like, just say something. You they lie to me, but let me know that okay, at least you respect me small. You are lying, you know. Charlie, I think that she's cheating on you. So those are the signs. Walk away. Get somebody who would love you for you. Spend Good Friday with you. Holy Saturday with you.
In fact, when the phone rings, you should be free to pick it up and say hello. Not for her to come and put it off.
Hey, relax.
No, I'm serious. I'm saying that, look, I'm not saying hello and chit-chat with the person, but there are certain calls, when they come, for instance, if he comes and he registers maybe sister or brother or something, you're able to pick it and like, oh, she's busy, she'll be with you soon or something. Like if she stepped out a bit, you're able to pick up the phone, unless, of course, it's working hours and she's run away from work or something. But if it's a normal weekend and somebody calls, say, not like you should snoop through the phone. You can pick the phone and go like, oh, as soon as he has just stepped out, you know, in 5 minutes she'll be back, so you can call her again in 5 minutes. But the thing is that when to put the phone off,
to add to what the sisters have said, if you start a relationship and you realize there's something off, talk about it there and then. Well, best once, twice, her phone is always off. Charlie, my dear, I've noticed your phone is constantly off. Why? Let her give you a reason. To date, you don't have a reason as to why her phone is constantly off. I mean, how do you set the pace in your relationship is how it will follow. And now you're having to ask us, really, you have a problem with that, find out why it is a problem and let her know that it makes her feel, she makes you feel as though the relationship that you have with her is not open. As long as once, like Tina said, go with your gut feeling. If you feel or see that there's something that's off, it means that's your inner voice telling you that there's something that's not right. And she couldn't pick any time besides Easter because it was convenient for her to say she's going for a convention because it's a normal time for convention. She's planned it out.
Church girl.
Sister no try.
Exactly. She's probably planned it out and said exactly because now that she told you that she's going for convention and it's Easter, well, then I'll come.
And you know, even the off thing, if the thing is not off, she can put on silent. If she doesn't put on silent, she can put on airplane mode. So the phone is on, but it's on airplane mode. Nothing is coming, nothing is going out. So the thing is that look, or worst case scenario, he can even decide to block the potential callers for that 2 hours. To spend with you, and then when she goes out, look, there are so many things the person can do. So my thing is that look, once you start, there are some
dropping some people don't know.
When you start seeing them, the writing is so clear on the wall. Sometimes the communication only gives room for the person to, oh, you noticed, let's go to different game plan. You understand? Some of these things is so clear.
Yeah,
it's just so clear. It's different. Maybe the phone rings, but she doesn't want to pick certain names, or then you can talk about it. But Charlie,
constantly off.
Every time. You never know. You never know. Maybe the first time around, he was like, "Oh, maybe she's really busy with work or something. So, she wants to spend more time with you."
Yeah, you
see,
so
the next
the whole world.
But after with me, he didn't lie.
Charlie.
No,
there are so many things.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, you get to realize that there's something going on. Tina, take it, man, and call. Finish.
I mean, last I heard, it was guys who do that.
Oh, yeah. But you see, surprised. Women are getting better at the game, you know.
Well, I mean, they started it, we'll finish it, no? Yeah. Wow.
They're getting better.
But it's so difficult. You see, why? You see, it's so much trouble, so much stress. So like Olivia usually says, Charlie, allow yourself to date somebody. If after 2-3 months you don't like, just the person I don't like and move on. But this multiple 2-3 is so much hard work. Even sometimes mentioning of their names.
Hey,
but you see, let me tell you, it is you that sees it that way. That it is hard work. Somebody is a guru at the game. Charlie, listen, this person is for maybe my job. This person is for my upkeep. This person is for this. Phone call. They know what they are doing. See, some girls, let me tell you.
We need to go tonight. We need to go. No, your fella be solid, but we need to go. I mean, the truth is, the girl is cheating on him.
Yeah.
That's all. Guys, so keep your messages coming through. I mean, listen, send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Next week, we can address more of your messages. And if you send something that wasn't read on the show, no stress, we'll get to it in subsequent episodes. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back same time next week.